Hello, God bless you. Good to see you again on Grace Channel. This is Jesus Baby Club and I am Pastor Grace Donald. Today we are continuing on our topic, parental blunders. How to avoid parental blunders in raising Jesus babies. In our previous topic on in our previous video on this same topic, we talked about two parental blunders, and we said they are involving, number one, involving your children in your issues with your spouse. Then number two is talking down on your spouse in the presence of your spouse. Talking down on your spouse in the presence of your children. Yes. All right then. And we said that there are consequences also. That at the beginning you may think you are winning, you are gaining the sympathy and the love of your children, and then getting back on your spouse by cutting the children off from him or her, making the children follow your side, stick with you while fighting against your spouse. Now at the beginning it may seem very, vengeful. Like you have won, you have taken your own pound of flesh on your partner who was heartless and treated you wrongly. But on the long run, you discover that you have created the seed of hatred in your children. And also, you have taught them to be very unforgiving. And these two things are not of God and should not be found in Jesus babies. Now, the other two parental blunders that we're going to be talking about today are: one, you must live an exemplary life before your children. Do not be the do what I say parents, but be the do what I do parents. Children learn by examples. They are watching you and they are going to like to do what you do. They're going to play it out tomorrow to see how it feels to be like daddy or to be like mommy. Now, do not smoke in the presence of your children, for example, and tell them, hey, you, go to church with mommy. Don't watch me as I'm smoking. Don't watch me as I'm drinking. Tomorrow is going to be, they are very inquisitive. So the child is going to try to see why you are always pushing him or her away from that habit that you are used to already, that he sees you doing, that he thinks it's not harmful because you are doing it. If it's harmful, why is daddy doing it and I cannot do it? So tomorrow is going to watch you and then pick the leftover of your cigarette and try it out. You are misleading the child and God will not be happy with you. So as a parent, to raise godly children, you must live by example. You must live by example. If you are telling your child not to do this, then don't be the one doing it. Otherwise, the child is going to ask you why you have the right to do it when he or she does not have the right to do it. And you're going to have a lot of explaining to do that will not go down with the child. So, until you are ready to stop doing it, then don't tell your child to stop doing it. Glory to Jesus. May God teach you and help you with grace to be able to live a life of example before your children. Remember that you are the one that they are seeing, and they learn better with examples. You give them the example and they follow suit. So don't give them bad example. Don't ever display bad character, bad habits before them. Please pinch yourself before you do it. Pinch yourself and stop before they catch you doing it. All right, good. Now, another blunder that you must avoid as a parent is working on your own self-esteem. Don't let others be the one to build your esteem for you. You must build on your own self-esteem. You must have confidence in yourself and you must value yourself. Let it show that you know what you are doing and that you are not a pushover. Don't let it seem as if it's the end of the world for you if you are having an issue with your spouse, for example. Build your self-esteem to that point that it doesn't depend on your spouse. That your joy, your happiness does not depend on your spouse. Yes, he or she is there to complement your life, but your joy, your peace must not depend on them. Your life does not depend on anyone. It depends only on God. Jesus is your rock that you must lean on. Build your self-esteem to know that if I have issues with this partner, it does not mean the end of the world for me. It does not steal my joy. It does not steal my peace. I just only need to know how to walk around it and bring out a blessing from it. Because everything you go through is working for your good if you really love God. And you're walking according to his purpose. You're obeying him. You're playing your part well as a wife or as a husband. And if you're doing your part very well, build up your esteem. Let your esteem not depend on the words of your partner. Let your esteem not depend on the word. Because tomorrow they may just talk you down. And then your esteem comes down. Build yourself up. Build yourself up. Build your confidence in yourself. Get your hands to something meaningful that will give you joy and give you excitement tomorrow. So that if anything ever go wrong, we pray nothing goes wrong with your relationship. But if anything ever go wrong, you will not break down, neither will you end it up, neither will you pack up. But you will work on it and bring it out again and become stronger and better and a stronger home together again. If you lose your self-esteem, then you will think it's the end of the world when your partner hurts you. We pray your partner doesn't hurt you, but if your partner ever hurts you, it will not be the end of the world for you. You will just bounce back, and then the partner will see the need to come back to you if he runs away from you or if she packs out on you. So, build your self-esteem. Let your life not depend on anybody except God. Build yourself to that point that even your partner will know that if I walk out on this person, I will be the one to lose. Yes, that is how you should build yourself. Let them know that your life does not depend on them. Build yourself to that extent that they will know that you actually add value to them, and that if you leave them, that better half of them is gone and they will be left with nothing. Because that is what really happens when marriage break up. The better half is gone. It doesn't matter who is right, it doesn't matter who is wrong. And then the children suffer. Bear it in mind always that whenever there's a problem in the home, it is not just you who suffer. Of course you will suffer, but the children suffer more. So you must always have them at the back of your mind in all your relationship with your spouse. Now, what are the consequences of making these blunders, of not living an exemplary life before your children, and of not building your self-esteem? Number 2, that is when you see yourself going back to the first blunder. Because you have lost your esteem, and the way to build it up is to begin to talk bad mouth your partner, so that everybody can be on your side and be against the other one. Then number 2, as you are doing that, you are bringing back the consequences of developing hatred in your children, of developing unforgiveness in your children. You too, you are exhibiting unforgiveness. What the Bible says about forgiveness. He said, if your brother sin against you 70 times, 7 times in a day, you should forgive. That is your brother. He's just a blood partner with you. He doesn't have any bond, any tie with you. Your husband, your wife has become your soul tie. Because of your relationship with him, the sexual relationship that bonds you both, that brings you both into a covenant in the presence of God, especially if it's a Christian home. So you must learn to forgive, because when you do not forgive your partner, you are not forgiving yourself, because your partner has become you. So you must fight the seed of unforgiveness so that your own prayers will not be hindered. So when you do not forgive, when you do not walk according to this, when you commit these blunders, you see the consequences of unforgiveness. You too will be suffering from it. Somebody said, the pastor said, and I quote, he said, unforgiveness is like drinking poison and then waiting, you know, and waiting and pumping and waiting for the other person to die. You are the one who drank the poisonous food or poisonous drink, who ate the poisonous food or drank the poisonous drink, and you're waiting for another person to die. So you are killing yourself slowly. You're killing yourself slowly. You must learn to forgive 70 times in just one day, let alone in a century or in a year or in a month. Has your partner ever offended you 70 times in a day? If no, then you need to forgive. That is the policy of Jesus. Then number 2, if you do not forgive, if you do not let go, you will be boomeranging everything back to yourself again. How do I mean? Whatever you do or say in the presence of the children against your partner boomerangs back to you, backfires with time. For some years, you think you are winning, the children are still young, but as they grow up, they will get to see life better and they will understand issues better. And then remember also that the truth cannot be hidden forever. The truth will come out one day and the children will get to know whether you exaggerated or you even added a lie to it. They will hear other versions from other people. They will get to hear the truth. And then they will end up hating you instead of the spouse they wanted them to hate. They will end up running away from you and clinging to the other partner that they left all this while. So how do you overcome in a situation like this? If you are faced with a terrible partner that is giving you a tough time and making life miserable for you, and you think you want to get back on them by turning his children against them, how do you win in such situations? Number one, prayer is our winning point. You must tell it to God, who is the author and the source of marriage. He's the one that knows how to restore a falling home, a broken home, a shaking home. He's the one that knows how to restore it. Okay? He's the one also that knows how to touch the hearts of men and change the life of that partner, the heart of that partner, to look well at you and the children. Number two, how do you win in such situation? You give out forgiveness. When you give forgiveness, you also receive forgiveness. How did the Bible say we should treat those that offend us? It said, if your enemy is hungry, give him food to eat. If he's thirsty, give him water to drink. He said, by so doing, you are heaping a coal of fire on his head. So, don't be vengeful. Vengeance is for the Lord. Don't be vengeful against your spouse. Don't be vengeful and turn your children against your spouse. What do you do instead? Leave the vengeance unto the Lord. Give him water to drink. Give him food to eat. If he has suddenly become your enemy, somebody that is supposed to be one flesh with you, has suddenly become your enemy, she has suddenly become your enemy, then do what the Bible says you should do. Do your part and leave the rest for God. The God of vengeance will fight for you. He will heap a coal of fire on that partner's head. And before you know it, the partner will come back running. And then your home will be restored again. Do not give the devil room to rule over your home, because your children are the ones that will suffer for it. Remember, we are raising Jesus babies. And in raising Jesus babies, we have to build ourselves very well. We have to arrange our self-esteem. We have to build on ourselves. Learn a skill. Get yourself busy so that your spouse does not become your whole 100%. So that when anything goes wrong, you cannot stand anymore. That makes the spouse even run farther away from you, because you have become a burden and not a solution. But when you learn something and you get yourself busy in why things, you see the partner coming back to you, because the partner just realized that the better half is gone. And now the partner is nothing without you. It's no more complete without you, because any broken relationship can never be complete again. Each partner can never be complete again. It's like when you use a gum to hold two books together and then you try to separate it. The two books can never be whole again. So don't be the unwhole partner. Keep it real by following the biblical way of handling issues in your home. And then your children will be glad. Make excuses for your spouse. If he or she rants or misbehaves in the presence of the children, you have learned this. Let him see this video. By the grace of God, it will go around. Please keep sharing this video. Let him see it. But make excuses for him or her in the presence of your children. Just let the children know, oh, he's probably having a bad day. Oh, probably she just had a terrible encounter at work, or was just having a bad day, you know. Make excuses for their action before the children. The children are saying it. They know the truth. They know. They know that you are trying to cover up. They understand that they are not, you think they are not saying, they are saying. But in your covering up, you will help them to build their self-esteem. So that tomorrow, they will not have hatred for all men, like some ladies already have. Because they have issues with their father. You see, it's difficult for them to settle down in marriage. They generalize, all men are like this. Because my father treated my mother like this, it means all men are like this. So when a man is coming their way for marriage, they say no, and they carry that mentality into a marriage when they finally even say yes, and they start having the same problem, same issues again in their home. So don't destroy the destiny of your children, the future of your children, by making them hateful, by making them vengeful, by making them unforgiving. Because it will boomerang back to you. Tomorrow they will gather back to you in their home, because they will never be able to settle into their own homes, having seen what your home was like. So build an army of Jesus that will have godly homes, and that will build godly families for Jesus, and I will raise Jesus babies for the Lord. By following these steps, avoiding these blunders, avoiding the consequences, and raising Jesus babies for the Lord. So stay blessed till I see you again. This is Pastor Grace. Remember to share this video. Remember to give us a like. And remember to subscribe if you haven't subscribed. The red button, you just touch the red button and you have subscribed. And you keep getting all our videos. You turn on the notification button and you'll be the first to receive our videos when it comes out. So till we see again, stay blessed and keep raising Jesus babies. Subscription is free of charge for those that do not know. Ciao, ciao. See you again.